The show starts and we see a college student named Kazuya who is walking with glamour and explaining about his life, that how he is a college student living by himself in Tokyo. He also explains that he has a girlfriend, but as soon as he says that his girlfriend happily says that she loves someone else and that they should break up. This leaves Kazuya in pieces, and he remembers how Mami-chan was only his girlfriend for a month, and she dumped him so quickly. He cries even more when he sees that Mami had blocked him on social media as well. In all this sorrow, he comes across a site to rent Tijaro Friendies. He thinks that enough is enough, and that now he must get a girlfriend. He books a date and meets Chizuru the next day in a cafe. Kazuya is amazed as how beautiful she is and keeps on blushing. They talk, and Chizuru requests her payment beforehand, and this makes him realize that this isn't a real date. They later on go to the aquarium and have a good time. Chizuru holds Kazuya's hand when they walk back. She says her goodbye and Kazuya is shy as he can be. He goes home but gets mad when he finds out that she holds hand with every client. He leaves a bad review intentionally. The next day they go on another date, and after giving his dues, Kazuya makes a weird remake as how she can date people she doesn't like. They visit the aquarium again, and Kazuya remembers Mami again and how she dumped him. Being depressed over Mami, he lets his anger out on Chizuru. Everyone starts looking at them. Chizuru grabs him and pulls him into a corner. She then explodes and says what he expected from a rent-a-girlfriend. She scolds him and Kazuya is terrified of her. They are talking when Kazuya gets a call that his grandma has collapsed, and he rushes to the hospital while Chizuru trails behind. They reach the hospital where his grandma asks who this young girl is. Kazuya says it's her girlfriend as he did not want to be embarrassed in front of his family. Kazuya's family can believe it and they all are shocked. His grandma asks if they have had any intimate moments, and Kazuya goes mad while Chizuru laughs. His grandma wants to introduce Kazuya and his girlfriends to her friends, and she rushes out to fetch them. Chizuru is terrified because her own grandmother happens to be a patient in this hospital. They run and hide but soon are caught when Chizuru kicks him while they get too close and Chizuru's grandma sees them. They have to keep up the facade and they tell her they are a couple as well. The two grandmas laugh and are glad that they are dating each other. They leave shortly and talk a bit. Chizuru slaps him for being so cheesy but tell Kazuya that he can call him if he ever gets stuck in the grandma situation again. Later on, Chizuru laughs about the review that Kazuya had left her. The next day, Kazuya, all happy at college, bumps into a girl who looks similar to Chizuru but doesn't pay much attention to it. It turns out it is Chizuru who happened to attend the same college. She corners Kazuya and tells him that she will kill him if she tells anyone about her and warns him that he never rent her again as well as delete the app. Chizuru never wants to meet him again. Kazuya is scared and collapses. In the morning while taking out the trash, Kazuya and Chizuru run into each other. It turns out that they happen to live right next to each other. Chizuru runs back inside and accuses Kazuya of stalking, but he explains that he always lived here. Chizuru doesn't believe him and he goes back inside as well. Later on, his grandma him out of the blue and tells him that she is coming over today and that he should invite Chizuru as well and quickly shuts off the call. Hearing this, Kazuya rushes to Chizuru's and begs her to date him one last time. She tells him off that she will report him to the police and asks him to come clean with his grandma that they broke up. Kazuya's grandma arrives and tells him how bad his room looks. She waits of Chizuru and asks what's taking so long. He fakes to call her and goes outside her door to request her again. She kicks him out the door saying that she can't and he should just tell her the truth. He goes back and is about to tell her grandma, but she already knows that they might have broken up. Chizuru is listening from the balcony and feels sad. His grandma scolds him that Chizuru is a good girl and he should be more careful. But just then, Chizuru barges in the door and brings some potluck for them to eat. Grandma is so happy she cries. She also tells them that they have to visit here every Wednesday and that Kazuya should bring Chizuru along with her. Later on, Kazuya and Chizuru make a deal that they will only date for 1 hour on every Wednesday when going to meet his grandma. They agree, and next week on Wednesday, they visit his grandma. On their way back, they hold hands and some of Kazuya's friends spot him and ask him who this girl is, upon which he tells that she is his girlfriend. They can't believe it and ask him his secrets. His friends invite him to have lunch since they were going to lunch anyways. Kazuya and Chizuru go to have lunch, and they learn that Mami is also there. Kazuya can't stop feeling embarrassed. He keeps looking at Mami and thinks that he should leave. He later on goes to the bathroom, and upon returning, he sees Mami is talking to Chizuru. He laughs and sits down. Mami then starts sharing some intimate details about her previous relationship with Kazuya and how he just falls for any girl and is so easily humbled. Hearing this, Chizuru gets angry that she shouldn't disclose such things to anyone. Kazuya just laughs and doesn't say anything, which makes Chizuru mad and she leaves. Mami plans something, and after a heavy dinner and drinks, she plans to take Kazuya home. As she takes Kazuya home, she explains how she broke up with her boyfriend and how she is so lonely. She says that Kazuya should come over and have fun tonight, but it is cut short when she finds out that her brother is home today. Kazuya was a bit drunk and suggested that she come to her place, but quickly covers it up by saying that he wants her to see her new fish. She laughs and gives him some water and starts pat him on the head. Mami then badmouths Chizuru and how she is a grumpy type. Kazuya feels offended and defends Chizuru, saying that she is humble and kind as he knew her better than others. Mami felt awkward in saying this. Kazuya thinks of Chizuru and rushes home. Reaching home, he rings the bell only to find out that Chizuru is coming up the stairs. He explains how worried he was and apologizes for not coming after her. She says it's fine and that she is a rent-a-girlfriend. He breaks down explaining that he is now more depressed and can't get over Mami. Chizuru offers to help him get over this pain as well, and he leaps to hug her but gets a kick in return. The following day, Kazuya's friends plan to go to the beach and have fun. His friend asks why Chizuru wasn't here, but Kazuya makes a random excuse. They meet at the hotel and get ready to go to the resort's beach. Mami is seen chatting with someone and says that she will break Chizuru and Kazuya up. They get to the beach and play around while Mami asks Kazuya about Chizuru. He was about to explain how she wasn't his girlfriend and that it was all a lie when they bump into Chizuru and her friends who also were at the beach. But no one recognized her and she went away. In all this mess, Kazuya rushed to the bathroom where Chizuru confronts him that why he is there. He tells her that things are going good and he doesn't need her help anymore. Chizuru gets angry and explains that not only it is rude but also bad of him to think of her like that. In all the commotion in the bathroom, Mami comes and checks up on Kazuya. She confronts him of talking to someone in the bathroom, but he denies it. She is about to open the door when suddenly Chizuru comes out in her bathing suit. Some of Kazuya's friends also are there and are shocked at what Kazuya was doing in the bathroom. They leave for the beach while Mami stands in a corner and lewds the couple again. They all talk and have fun at the beach playing games. Kazuya feels shy and runs to swim. Mami tricks him into helping her find her ring, but she suddenly kisses him. This shocks Kazuya, and he flashes back to the first time he met Mami. It was his first day in college when he met her. She laughed at his jokes, and he thought she was pretty. He explains how he asked her out and they went on a few dates as well. All this and their first kiss, he remembered it all. Later at the table, Kazuya thinks about all that has happened with Mami and that he should come clean. Everyone is talking and saying that they should meet at Chizuru's place, but Kazuya interrupts it and explains that how they are breaking up. Everyone is shocked and Kibe punches Kazuya, saying that he is selfish and that he always thinks way too quickly. He explains that Moni is playing him and he falls for it every time. They fight and Chizuru goes back. Kazuya leaves as well and meets her at the exit, apologizing and how he acted. Chizuru explains that it's fine and leaves. Kibe confronts Chizuru and talks to her about Kazuya, who at the time is spying on them. Kibe explains that Kazuya is a great guy and that he always takes care of others. He only gets shy a lot and no one has ever stood up for him. He hands her 2 ferry tickets and asks Chizuru to talk to him, and he leaves. Kazuya and Chizuru got to the ferry and talk about their time and still decide that they should end this facade. While discussing this, Moni calls Kazuya and asks him to meet her at the pool, and he agrees, but at that moment Chizuru, who is seasick, falls over the ship. Seeing this, Kazuya hurries and jumps in with her. Kazuya ends up saving her but gets injured himself and falls unconscious. He feels as if he is dying, but Chizuru gives him CPR and saves him. Some lifeguards save them and scold them as well. Later on, Kazuya's friend tells him that he must really love Chizuru as he risked his life for her. Saying this, he says that he should be glad that he has Chizuru, otherwise he will die a virgin. Upon reaching home, Kazuya starts to develop feelings for Chizuru and can't help it. He thinks he is in love. Over the weekend, Kazuya and his family visit the hot springs as a celebration that his grandma is out of the hospital. They reach the resort and see that Chizuru's grandma is also there. Kazuya feels uneasy, but his grandma assures him that he has nothing to worry about and that he should go to his room. He enters his room and sits down when suddenly Chizuru comes out of the bathroom. She is shocked and gets mad that their grandma have gone far enough. She decided that it's finally time to tell them the truth once again. She heads of and is about to tell them but isn't able to as no changes for the room can be made. They head back and Chizuru decides that at least she should enjoy herself. She goes to the spring where she meets Kazuya's grandma and wants to tell her the truth, but she can't lie to her kind nature. She returns back and eats with Kazuya, saying that they need a new approach and that she can't break their hearts. He agrees and they are about to sleep. Kazuya pulls his bed away, but Chizuru says it's fine to sleep next to her. Before Kazuya slept, he wished that he could keep renting her, to which Chizuru said that she will be glad to, but they need to plan something for their grandmas. The next day, they tell their friends about how they are back together, to which Kibe is happy and sad at the same time. Kazuya at the same time checks his wallet, that he is pouring out money at a rapid pace. They both go for a walk where one of Kazuya's friends asks him about a double date, as even he has a girlfriend now. He tries to say no, but his friend doesn't listen. The following Saturday, they all go rock climbing, and they meet his girlfriend Ruka, who had bumped into Kazuya yesterday. They start to rock climb, and seeing the only Chizuru and his friend was good at him, he started to think he only wanted to show off. Everyone at the place was looking at them. Even Kazuya and Kiru were astonished at both the beauties. Ruka and Kazuya kept falling off while the other enjoyed it. Later on, Ruka asks Chizuru if she is a rental girlfriend, and that if she is not, then she should kiss Kazuya as it is normal for couples. They both pretend to kiss, but Ruka doesn't believe them. Kazuya covers it by saying that Chizuru has to meet her grandma, and she leaves. On their way back, Ruka says bye at the station while Kazuya stays behind to confront her. He runs after her to beg her not to tell anyone, but she is already waiting for Kazuya down at the platform. She stops him and asks about the truth, but he denies it. She runs away, but he follows her, asks her to record a voice that she won't reveal this secret. He explains why Chizuru is acting this way, as well as the grandma situation. She doesn't agree, and as they are talking, she falls back, but Kazuya saves her from falling and saves her. She pushes Kazuya away, but he begs her not to tell anyone for Chizuru's sake. He explains that it will impact Chizuru's life, and she is the perfect girl that anyone could dream of. Hearing this, Ruka tells him that even she is a rental girlfriend. He then feels relaxed and tells Chizuru, who thinks that maybe that's how she found out about her. The following day, Ruka shows up at his college to meet Kiru, but she takes Kazuya to a room and was about to ask her something when they heard Kiru enter the room. They hid behind a desk and stayed quiet. They think that Kiru has left, and at the time, Ruka's phone rings. He is about to ask her when he sees Kiru standing behind them. He is about to say something when Ruka interrupts by saying thank you rental date yesterday. Kiru runs off crying, but Kazuya runs after him, saying that it was bad of Ruka to do so. Later on, Kazuya talks to Chizuru outside her home, and they discuss about Ruka. Just then, Ruka appears and records their conversation. She blackmails them, saying that they shouldn't meet like this and that she will expose them if Kazuya doesn't go on a date with her. She exclaims that she likes him because of how Kazuya feels towards Chizuru, who is a rental girlfriend, and maybe if she was her actual girlfriend, she could feel the love. Kazuya can't believe that a girl likes her. Chizuru steps out and says that it's fine to have a talk about this. She says that Ruka can date Kazuya, but the details are much more to be told at the moment. Ruka tells her how Kazuya fondled her bosom and how he had hugged her. Kazuya said that it wasn't how she said it and asked them to talk inside. They enter his home, and Reiku points out that Chizuru must have come inside his room before, as she just casually strolled in. She laughs and they talk. Reiku glues herself to Kazuya, saying that he is all hers. They ask Reiku to wait for a while outside, and they discuss what to tell her. He explains that he can't date her as this would be bad for his friend Kiru, whose heart is broken. He explains that he must go and apologize. Kazuya is about to jump out the window when Reiku distracts him and he falls down. Reiku follows him and she stops him and is persistent. Kazuya begs her that he can't do this to his friend as it is unfair to date his previous girlfriend. Chizuru catches up and tells Kazuya to date her and that it's the only way. He agrees and they start to date, but to Kazuya it seems more like a job as Reiku kept on texting all night without a break. He slept only 3 hours and Reiku had given her a plan with rules which involved all the things that he had to do, from replying to reacting to each chat. He was exhausted. He lets out some steam and thinks about Christmas. Then at school, Reiku surprises him because he didn't reply to her. He takes her to a corner and explains that it isn't possible to meet during college as Kiru might see them. She explains that she feels sad without him and that this Christmas he has to spend it with her. He agrees and storms off. Later at home, he thinks that he should spend Christmas with Chizuru, but her schedule is booked. He gets sad and lets out some steam again. The next day when he is out, he sees Chizuru with a guy. He doesn't mind at first, but then he starts to think maybe this guy is not a rental customer, but maybe he can be her real boyfriend. He starts thinking of weird scenarios and that she obviously has a handsome boyfriend, that's why she is always busy. He dwells more into his thoughts and can't decide what to do. He knows it's bad to follow them, but he must know what is happening. Kazuya follows them and they go to watch a movie. Kazuya also watches the movie and nothing happens. Then near the shop, they buy some stuff and he hears his name, Imi. He thinks maybe this guy is a hot shot and wants to confront him. Some girls at the store compliment them and say that they are the best couple, which only infuriates Kazuya. He feels heartbroken and goes to the bathroom. He meets Imi there, who gets a call, and he explains about Chizuru's and what her sizes wear. Lude thought cloud Kazuya's mind, and he thinks maybe Chizuru is in trouble. Near the tree, he sees them standing and what appears to be Imi trying to kiss Chizuru. Kazuya falls over trying to stop this, but he quickly learns that he was only fixing her hair. She explains that he is one of his friends from the play and that she is becoming an actress. Kazuya is shocked. Chizuru even gives him a gift, which is a cover for his phone as a thank you for always keeping her interest first. The next day, Chizuru and Kazuya go on a date, and they learn that they discuss how to move forward on the situation. They talk and head back when Ruka pops up and confronts them about having been away and that he must be cheating on her. He explains that it is nothing like that, and this is all a misunderstanding. He asks Chizuru to explain, but she just nods away. Ruka takes Kazuya away saying that she needs to talk to him, but even then he is distracted. Ruka blindfolds him and takes him to a love hotel. Kazuya is sacred and thinks maybe Ruka is going to fast. He backs away, but Ruka only wanted to talk. He decides that it is better to tell her in detail about all this. He explains every situation from the hospital to the hot spring, and Ruka understands. She then comes forward and says that Kazuya should introduce her as his girlfriend. This way Chizuru can be at ease and her grandmother can have a granddaughter-in-law. He tells that it is not that easy in her family like Chizuru. Ruka becomes more persistent, but Kazuya hides in the bathroom. At that moment, Ruka sees a notification on his phone, and upon Kazuya's return, she is gone. Kazuya takes a breath and later on meets Chizuru for their weekly dinner with grandma. Kazuya's grandma and parents meet them, and to their surprise, Ruka is there as well, who forcibly adds herself to the party. She explains that she is Kaya's girlfriend constantly, which alarms his grandma. Kazuya explains that Ruka is an avid liar and she just makes up things. Later at the dinner table, Ruka is called by Kazuya to talk, and they all sigh at how Ruka lies so much. Later during their visit to the shrine, Ruka and Kazuya's grandma are nowhere to be found. Chizuru thinks that maybe Ruka will reveal their secrets to her, but in truth Ruka realizes that his grandma sees Chizuru as the real prize and can't come to reveal anything. When she hears his grandma asking about Chizuru, she understands that why his grandma cares so much about Chizuru. She later finds them and takes them back. Chizuru assures Kazuya that she did not tell them anything. Ruka says that she will try even more to be close to Kazuya, and we later see that even she has joined his part-time job at the karaoke place. He thinks that he will never be able to get rid of Ruka. He meets his friends in the karaoke place, and they tell him about how Kiru doesn't come out much. He understands the pain and wants to ask Reku, but thinks it would be a bad idea to let her talk to him. After some time, Kazuya gets his salary and thinks what he should do. He thinks of saving it, then thinks that he should spend it on a day with Chizuru, but then something clicks in his mind. In the middle of the night, he asks Chizuru a favor. The next day, Kiru is seen waiting outside as he got a message from Kazuya that he will kill him if he doesn't come outside. He waits and he meets Chizuru, who tells him that she is a rental girlfriend as well. She explains that she has been a rental and Kiru can't believe it. He thinks that maybe Chizuru still dates Kazuya and is only acting this way to cheer him up. Kiru wants to go home, but Chizuru explains that she really wants to go to the park. She can go alone as well, but some boys may tease her. Kiru mans up and goes with her. They enter the park and enjoy themselves to the fullest. They ride the various rides and go on multiple times. They visit the haunted house where Chizuru acts scared and hugs Kiru tightly. They enjoy the entire time. Kiru feels happy that he got to spend time with her. He also explains that the rental app has so many pretty girls, and that is difficult to not fall for them. They talk and Kiru explains how good of a friend he is, how Kazuya always looks after him. As the day ends, Kiru asks how much he owes, but she tells him that it's all paid for. Kazuya comes forward and tells how he used first salary to pay for his friend to come back to his old self. He laughs and asks him not share this secret with others. The same night, Kazuya gets a note from Chizuru that she wants to meet at the balcony. He thinks maybe this a romantic retreat, but in fact she wants a favor from him as well. She explains that she wants to train a new girl and how she needs him to train her. This rental will be free as she needs to be trained to be less shy, as customers have complained about her being too shy. Chizuru tells him that her name is Sumi, who is a fresher at their college. Sumi had recently joined the college and was fresher. She is extremely shy and cares for her routine. Sumi only looks up to Chizuru, who is a role model to her. She sets up a date with Kazuya, who greets her and decides to take her out to eat. They go and enjoy themselves, and Manny sees them having fun and she follows them. He takes Sumi bowling. He thinks that she is pretty as well and that she has long legs that cater to her beauty. They bowl together and Sumi keeps falling down. Kazuya tries to talk to her, but she is still shy. She keeps on blushing and does no utter work. Kazuya asks if she wants a drink and he goes to get some drinks. Upon returning, he sees a few thugs around her who tease her. Kazuya is scared, but he still acts a bit tough, pulls Sumi out saying that they should leave now. Sumi finally says something and how happy she was that Kazuya stood up for her. She holds her hand and they decide to continue the date. They go down and play more games. Even though Sumi is shy and keeps failing in football, baseball, and even on Ride the Bull, they still have a lot of fun. Later on ice ring they skate and fall a bit, and Kazuya can't stand the beauty as he thinks Sumi is gorgeous. They later on have ice cream and Sumi offers Kazuya to taste hers. He tastes it and some licks the same part. Kazuya feels embarrassed and starts having lewd thoughts. At that moment, Mami sees them and sits next to them. She asks who she is, and Kazuya was about to say a friend when Sumi quickly hugs him, suggesting that she is his girlfriend. Mami asks Sumi to leave for a second. Mami then asks Kazuya how he had changed so much and was he cheating on Chizuru. He explains that maybe he was. She says that she will keep it a secret, but she was amazed how much she was liked by girls after their breakup. He just laughs and they go back home. Sumi thanks Kazuya a lot and he is glad that he could help Chizuru. Later on, Mami can't help but feel jealous, so she searches for Sumi and finds that she is a rental girlfriend. At the apartment, Chizuru thanks Kazuya for the favor and tells him that she may quit this rental girlfriend job as she is now getting plays for her acting gigs. She explains how that director friend is giving her a chance and that she may no longer need that job, which makes Kazuya sad. He goes back to his room all sad and alone. Ruka calls him and asks if they can go on a date. Kazuya was about to decline, but he thinks that now that Chizuru might quit, he needs to have a real girlfriend, so he accepts the offer. Ruka and Kazuya go on a quick date. Everyone see them as a cute couple. They talk to each other and have fun. Kazuya feels that maybe Ruka is the one as she strives for their relationship. He explains how she fights for him and caters for him, even though he hasn't announced it yet. He starts to feel more for Ruka. He is about to reveal his true feelings for Ruka when he sees Mami and Chizuru entering the karaoke bar. He rushes to their door. He doesn't hear much at first. He listens to them. Mami talks about how Chizuru feels about it being a rental and how she had almost fooled him, but had found out about her via the site. She applauds her that she has good reviews and that the boys like her very much. Mami gives her some money as she had booked a date with her for today by tricking, but Chizuru does not accept it. She still hands her it anyway. Mami then scolds her that why she does this to Chizuru and that this way he won't be able to get a real girlfriend. Mami then asks her to sing and she loves her voice. Later on, she tells her that she shouldn't keep this facade going on for much longer. Kazuya overhears this and feels sad. Shortly after, they leave. Kazuya, who is worried about Chizuru, acts to be sick and runs after them. He follows them up a bridge and ducks down to hear their conversation. Mami warns her that she is breaking his heart and that she should just leave him. Chizuru then explains that maybe she is wrong. Dating Kazuya has woke up her feelings for love and empathy. She explains how Kazuya loves and cares for everyone and he might still care for her. Chizuru holds her hand and explains that maybe she has some love for him as well, but she pulls her hand away saying that it's none of her business. Chizuru says this before leading that Kazuya is her boyfriend, so she will take care of him. Later in the night, Kazuya waited outside for Chizuru to return, and he explains how he was there and had heard all of it. He explains that he works at that karaoke place and had followed them. Chizuru blushes and tells him that maybe Ruka is the best choice for him, but Kazuya says that no, Chizuru is the one that he wants.